What's up guys, Dirk here from Intelligent Cryptocurrency. In this video, I'm going to be covering the project Ripple and XRP, the token, and we're going to take a deep dive into both sides of the coin, the project, the token, the pros and the cons, because XRP is one of those cryptocurrencies that creates an enormous division in the crypto space, and you either love it or you hate it. And some people really hate it, other people really love it. So let's just look at the facts, look at the bad, look at the good, and then at the end I'll share my opinion, what I think about the coin. And then at the end I will share my opinion about the token and the project. So if you're new to the channel, my name is Dirk. Welcome. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already to receive updates whenever I publish videos, to get no BS crypto content delivered to you straight away. So let's dive straight into it. And what we have is we have two parts of the project. It's XRP and Ripple. And just as a starting point, okay, this is the current price as of today as I'm recording it. So it's 56 cents, 0.5628. You can see over here. The market cap is $25 billion. It's 4% of the entire crypto market cap. And you can see the trading volume. What's important here also to see the all-time high back in January of 2018, so just under 3 years ago, it was $3.40. It is still down 83.3% at the time of me recording this right now, and the all-time low was initially when it launched back in 2014. You can see 0.002, right? So it's up almost 21,000% since those lows if you had gotten in right at the very start. So what is XRP? Just an oversight digital asset for global payments. That is in their own words. There are two founders, Jed mcCaleb, he was also the founder of Stellar, and Chris Larson. The project was founded in 2012 based in San Francisco in California. It was rebranded to Ripple in 2015. And the circulating supply, so basically there will be a maximum of 100 billion tokens. Right now there's a circulating supply of 45.4 billion tokens. Okay, so that is XRP in a nutshell. Now let's go and look at some of the different aspects and components of it. So the easiest place, as always, to start with any sort of research is to actually just go to the website, the official website of it. So it's called ripple.com/XRP. You can see over here the best digital assets for global payments. XRP offers financial institutions the fastest, most reliable options for sourcing liquidity on demand. So that is the whole premise, and that is why there's a lot of people, when they hear about XRP for the first time, they get super bullish on it because they think, hey, this is financial institutions, it's banks that are involved with this. So just by logical deduction, hey, if all financial institutions are on board with this, more than likely it's just gonna be a very successful project, meaning, you know, investing in it is going to be very profitable. And that's just how a lot of people think. Whether or not that's the case, well, that's a different story, right? So it is a digital asset built for payments. So XRP is the token, but it is not the technology, right? So it is basically the native digital asset on the XRP ledger. Now we have the XRP ledger, which is an open source, permissionless, and decentralized blockchain technology. And the feature is, you know, the bragging rights, 3 to 5 seconds to settle a transaction, which is obviously very, very important when making payments. You know, with Bitcoin is awesome. It's still a lot faster than wire transfers, but you know, if you're doing serious transfers and you need that settled, you know, sometimes having to wait 20-40 minutes or longer for the transaction to confirm, that isn't very practical. So XRP, you know, if we're sending large amounts of money, especially between financial institutions, between different currencies, well, that is the kind of draw card of it. So XRP can be sent directly without needing a central intermediary, making a convenient instrument in bridging two different currencies quickly and easily. So the premise is basically, you know, if you have one bank, say in Africa, who has US dollars and they want to send it to, for example, Singapore and convert it into Singaporean dollars, XRP, the token, is supposed to act as the intermediary that converts that USD into XRP back into SGD, you know, fast and effortless and very cost efficient. That is the kind of model behind it. And then the XRP token is the liquidity and what is used as the transfer medium in the technology on top of the XRP blockchain. Okay, so that's basically how that works. Faster, less costly, and more scalable than any other digital asset. That's basically what is behind it. It's just supposed to be fast and cost efficient and obviously trustworthy so that financial institutions can use this with hundreds of millions or billions of dollars worth at a time. So, Ripplenet. Customers can use XRP for sourcing liquidity in cross-border transactions, like I just said, instead of pre-funding, ensuring instant settlement, lower exchange fees, and more efficient use of working capital. So, that is definitely a positive. That is definitely something that is in demand. I mean, the current financial system as it has been is slow and costly, right? So, this might be a solution over here. So if we're looking at what is Ripplenet, and that's ripple.com/Ripplenet, it is a financial network of the future. And they're saying here, join hundreds of financial institutions on Ripplenet. And again, that is probably the draw card when people hear about Ripple and XRP for the first time. They think, hey, you know, we have hundreds of actual real world financial institutions and banks who are on Ripplenet. And then they make the conclusion that, well, if this is going to happen, obviously that means the success of the project is highly likely and investing in XRP token is going to be very profitable. But before you make that assumption, we'll get to that later, is there is actually a distinct difference between Ripplenet, the company Ripple Labs, and then the XRP token, right? So we'll get to that in a second. So you can see over here, streamlined global payments, reach new customers, offers connections to hundreds of financial institutions around the world via a single API, and makes moving money faster, cheaper, and more reliable for you and your customers. Okay, the Ripplenet advantage: 55 countries, 120 currency pairs, superior customer experience, infrastructure, unique liquidity, simplified network partnering. It's a decentralized infrastructure with 3 seconds to send a payment, 0% failure rate, obviously very important, and $0 in pre-funding. So very, very cool in terms of the technology, at least. Now, just looking over here at the customers, you can see it's quite impressive. 300 financial institutions across 40 countries worldwide. You can even see here SCB, huge bank in Thailand. Thailand's oldest bank service runs on Ripplenet. You see our customers can send money to friends and family abroad in real time from their phones. Being a part of Ripplenet has helped us completely enhance our customer experience. So this is obviously very, very big. Over here, NIM, you can see over here, Transfer Go. And you can read more about that also. But basically, this is a difference that you need to understand, is even though these institutions are using Ripplenet, that doesn't necessarily mean they're invested in the token. It actually doesn't mean anything, right? It doesn't mean they're owning the XRP token. And I think that is something where people get confused about. They're seeing all these big institutions. Yes, maybe they're running on Ripplenet, but that doesn't mean they're buying hundreds of millions or billions worth of the XRP token, not at all. So then we have the RippleX Platform. It provides developer tools, services, and programs to integrate money into your apps. So basically you're able to build on top of this, and you can see developers can add all sorts of apps and they can do all sorts of cool things, which in the future can really help for adoption, and maybe with the banks and financial institutions all having their own apps or apps built on top of this blockchain that can be used in this way to use the technology also for all sorts of transactions and services. So you can see we have the XRP Ledger, Interledger, PayString protocols over here, use cases, payments, media, gaming. So there's a whole lot of possibilities also with this blockchain, and that's something that I think a lot of people also don't know. There is a lot of tech behind this. So to find out a bit more about the XRP token, we head to xrpl.org, the XRP Ledger, basically saying XRP is the best digital asset for payments. And this website specifically is a community-driven resource for all things XRP and XRP Ledger, so it is worth checking it out if you want more information about that. I will add as many links as I can to the description below the video, so you can go and research this and check this out more for yourself. But you can see over here, uses of XRP is helping solve previously unsolvable problems for people and industries around the world. So if we go and look at the uses, for example, XRP Ledger are used to power innovative technology across the payment space, mostly cross-border payments, but also DeFi, decentralized finance, and businesses and developers are able to start building on it and that is the native asset XRP. So it's for cross-border payments, micropayments, so obviously low fees and fast transactions make it possible to use this for micropayments too, which is probably going to be an interesting application. Now, they are still focused on institutions for the large part, but who knows, in future, with that future development, we might see this start happening with micropayments, also digital crypto wallets, exchanges, and institutional trading, where market participants use XRP as a high-speed, cost-efficient, and reliable trading collateral. So if we're looking at what is XRP, okay, XRP is a digital asset that's native to the XRP ledger, which is an open-source, permissionless, and decentralized blockchain. It was created in 2012 specifically for payments. XRP can settle transactions in 3 to 5 seconds. It was built to be a better Bitcoin, faster, cheaper, and greener than other digital assets. So basic stats, it's fast, compared to Bitcoin over here, 500 seconds, low cost, scalable, much higher TPS, sustainable, where they're saying, it's not proof of work mining, and there's a finite supply. But this doesn't even make sense, right? On this website, it's saying, unlike Bitcoin, there is a finite amount of XRP. Well, there's a finite amount of Bitcoin too. I don't know who wrote this or if this is like some sort of problem, but all XRP is in existence today, 100 billion in total. Well, Bitcoin is going to be limited to 21 million, even though it's not all in existence today yet, but it will be limited. So that's an error over there. Based on historic daily averages, 9.1 million XRP has been destroyed through the transaction execution process, but 100 billion in total. According to CoinMarketCap, only 45.4 billion is circulating. So I'm not too sure about this. I'll have to double check that if it is all in existence already today. So if we're heading over to market performance, okay, market metrics, 56.8 billion USD is the market cap. XRP volume, settlement speed. This just gives you some info over here. We've got a diverse list of validators, so these people are all contributing to the network security. And here, if you want to find out how to run a validator, you can actually do that. So this is interesting to see, the XRP supply, and this is where people who really hate on XRP start saying, well, I don't like XRP because 80% of the whole supply is basically not is for the founders, right? Which means it's getting dumped on the market, and that can continue for a long time. We'll get to that in a second. You can see over here, so the total XRP held by Ripple is 6 billion tokens. XRP distributed 45.4 billion, but total XRP placed in escrow is still 48 billion tokens, right? So that is absolutely insane. And since 2012, Ripple has methodically sold XRP and used it to incentivize market maker activity to increase XRP liquidity and strengthen the overall health of XRP market. So basically, and we'll get to this in a second, they've been selling XRP tokens to also fund the development. And given on how much there is actually in escrow and how much the founders have, that makes it questionable why people say like, hey, XRP is a shitcoin, basically, because we're just getting dumped on by the founders and by the escrow, and they're just selling all these tokens that they have in escrow, and they have huge amounts of it just to be able to generate more cash for themselves. And all the retail has been buying it up, and that's why the bear market has been super brutal. XRP is being sold off like crazy, and that can continue for a long time because there's still 48 billion tokens in escrow. And there's still tokens being held by Ripple. So that is kind of the dark side of the coin, and why people are saying, XRP token, is it a good investment? No, right? Now, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that's the one side of the argument, and that is something that you should be aware of. This is as of December 6th, 2020. So this is also something I'll link to it below, FAQ. This is a very easy way to get up to date on what all these basic things are. So we have Ripple as a technology company, right? But then we have Ripplenet, which is the open source blockchain, as the XRP ledger over here. And then it basically goes into all the definitions. How can you sign up for it? So Ripple is the tech company that provides the most efficient solutions for sending money globally. That's Ripplenet. But XRP is a digital asset, and this is important, independent of Ripple, okay? Then we have XRP Ledger, which is the open source technology behind it. So Ripple does not own it or control it, and that's why I'm saying XRP is different from Ripple. XRP does not give you any ownership, it does not give you any equity, it doesn't give you anything, right? So it is purely a speculation. If you want to buy the Ripple token, it does not necessarily mean you're investing in the success of Ripplenet or the technology, okay? And that's something that you got to keep in mind. So even if the technology ends up being adopted by hundreds more banks, there's no guarantee that the token is going to increase in value as a result of that. And that's something to be very much aware of. So here it gives you more info about the Ripple token. So it's an open source decentralized digital asset built for payments. And there it says, once again, please note, Ripple does not endorse, recommend, or make any representations with respect to internet lists or exchanges. Every exchange has a different process for trading XRP. It is advisable to conduct your own due diligence before trusting any third party. So heading over to Wikipedia about Ripple Labs, that basically shows you what the company is. So it's an American tech company. It developed the Ripple payment protocol and exchange network. So it was originally named OpenCoin, renamed to Ripple Labs in 2015. The company was founded in 2012 and based in San Francisco, California. Founders were Chris Larson and Jed McCaleb. He's an American banker, programmer, entrepreneur. He's the co-founder and CTO of another cryptocurrency project called Stellar. And prior to co-founding Stellar, McCaleb founded and served as the CTO of the company Ripple until 2013. But what McCaleb was also known for was creating the Mt. Gox exchange. Now that was a long time ago. If you were around and you know the history of Bitcoin, that was a very infamous story about the Mt. Gox Bitcoin exchange that eventually had a massive hack, and that was in 2014. It caused a big dump of the price, so they say, big dump, and it was attributed to the Mt. Gox hack, which is still going on, that there's going to be reimbursements from the Mt. Gox hack. That's going to be paid back to anyone who did end up getting hacked in there. But basically, that's Jed McCaleb. You can go and look up the history on him. So he's definitely been around the crypto space for a long time, and he knows what he's doing. But he was the co-founder of Ripple, but he has a lot of Ripple. We'll get to that in a second. And he's been selling that on the market every single day. Okay, so we'll get to that in a second. On May 2015, Ripple received a $700,000 fine. Penalty from the US Treasury for violating the Bank Secrecy Act. It obtained a virtual currency license from the New York State Department of Financial Services, making it the fourth company with a BIT license. So that's very cool to know also, right? The compliance is there. R3 sued Ripple for specific performance option agreement. That's not too crazy over here, but you can go and dive into that again. I'll link to this later on and in the description below. But basically, the 80 billion XRP that Ripple Labs was gifted, they follow a distribution strategy that encompasses payments to business partners such as gateways, market makers, and charitable organizations. So out of the 100 billion, Ripple Labs had 80 billion. That's important to know. Now, I guess you can say like, hey, that's maybe a red flag in some cases, but if you look at any cryptocurrency project, you will find that a large concentration of the tokens is held by a tiny percentage of addresses. So in that way, you know, it is nothing unusual, but it's something to be aware of, that only a small percentage has actually been distributed to make it, I guess, kind of decentralized, right? So there's some controversy too. Here you can see this article. So Ripple settles with estranged founder Jed McCaleb, outlining a metered sale of XRP holdings. So this was written back in 2014, just FYI, so be aware of that. But you can see over here, Ripple Labs and its estranged co-founder Jed McCaleb are back in the news again. McCaleb is widely known as the founder of Mt. Gox, the Magic the Gathering, which was a card game exchange. It actually became the world's largest Bitcoin exchange. He made headlines in May when he announced plans to sell all 9 billion XRP he received for his early role in the company. So Jed McCaleb, 9 billion XRP, that's 9% of the entire XRP supply. And from what I can tell, he's been selling that. Now, he had restrictions on how much he can sell. He can't dump all 9 billion. That was part of his contract, I think. But he has been selling on a daily basis from what I've read, and that has been causing enormous sell pressure. Just keep in mind, right? Like, I guess you can't blame him if you had 9% of a token supply that's worth hundreds of millions of dollars, right? But it's in a token, like, you would want that in fiat, right? Like, or actually in a way that you can end up using it for other projects or for yourself or set you up for retirement. So, I mean, can you blame the guy? Probably not, right? A lot of people would do the same, but that means there's a huge amount of sell pressure, and that's just from those 9 billion tokens that he has. And of course, like I showed you earlier, there's also a lot of tokens in escrow. So that means that, you know, eventually for every seller there has to be a buyer. So if people are buying it, eventually that will get bought up, and then that sell pressure disappears. But we're talking about billions and billions and billions of tokens.
Billions and billions and billions and billions and billions and billions.
So that could go on for a long, long time. And that is kind of the uncertainty with the token. Like, you know, yes, maybe the price is going to pump during another bull market, but there's going to be continuous sell pressure, like unlimited sell pressure from founders and people, you know, and maybe from the escrow or Ripple Labs who hold these tokens, who can continue to sell. I'm not saying they will sell, but, you know, they have the potential to continue selling, and it's probably likely that they will, right? So you have to be aware of that sell pressure that's continuously going to be there. And you can see over here, Ripple execs are now billionaires thanks to XRP's success. So again, it's a bit of an older article from 2019, but you can see as the total value of the digital currency industry tops 600 billion, scores of new millionaires and even billionaires have emerged. Two of the newest billionaires who enjoyed massive windfalls from the success of XRP are Ripple's current and former CEOs Chris Larsen and Brad Garlinghouse. So Larsen is the co-founder and former CEO of the company. He stepped down from the position in late 2016 and now serves as executive chairman. His personal stake is 5.19 billion XRP. So that is a huge, huge amount if you were to convert it, even at today's prices, right? 17% stake in Ripple. According to the exchange rate, it means his net holdings are worth $37 billion. Not bad, not bad. And current Ripple CEO is Brad Garlinghouse, reported 6.3% stake in the company, also worth almost $10 billion. So you can see the info over here. Top 13 accounts hold 1 billion XRP or more. They're holding 73.8 billion. So 73% is in the top 13 accounts. Then we have another 11% in 18 accounts. So the top 100 accounts own more than 85% of the XRP supply, and that is something that you have to be aware of and take into consideration. So basically, to sum it up, like, all that information is available in the description below, and I just want to share a quick insight, what I think the cons are and what I think the pros are of the token. So the XRP token is completely separate from Ripplenet. I think that is a big con. So you know, the technology can continue, the adoption can continue, the growth can continue, but that doesn't guarantee any type of success for the XRP token or any type of growth in the token at all, right? The XRP token represents no ownership, no equity, none of that. You got to be aware of that. There's a huge supply of XRP tokens held by the founders, held by escrow, as I've shown you here. So that means there's a huge amount of tokens that could potentially be dumped onto the market, creating a huge amount of sell pressure. You know, I do think in another bull market, it will probably pump, but keep in mind that sell pressure is there, and I think it's going to be realized. I mean, why not? Even maybe not the whole amount, but there's billions and billions of dollars worth of XRP that can be sold on the market, and when there's buyers, you know, they're going to be selling that. So I don't know. So XRP sold by founders every day, lots of selling pressure. I think that's a big con, and you got to be aware of that. So holding this for the long term, I'm not too sure, right? And also, is there actually a use case for owning the token? I've shared with you that the token is being used on the ledger for settlement purposes, but other than that, you know, like I said, the institutions, they're not actually buying the token. They're using it as, you know, probably a utility token, I guess you can call it that. But what is the use case? Like, why are people buying XRP token other than to speculate on it, right? So I guess that's just the cons that I see. In terms of the pros, you know, Ripple, it has an established track record. It started in 2012, so it's been around for a long time, which is always, I think, a good sign in any space. So many financial institutions are on Ripplenet. Doesn't mean they have the XRP token, but they are on Ripplenet, which adds confidence to the project. I do think it's top 10 by market cap, so I'd call this a blue chip cryptocurrency. It has been in that top 10 for a long time. And, you know, it's likely that when we get another bull market, people are still going to buy into XRP simply because of these reasons that they think, you know, it's a blue chip. It's been around for a long time, and it's cheap, of course, too. You know, a Bitcoin is costing, currently it's trading over $22,000, meaning that a lot of people, especially newbies and retail investors, are going to think, well, $22,000 for one Bitcoin, that's crazy. You know, I can't afford that. Of course, it doesn't really matter because you can buy any amount of Bitcoin that you want, $100, $1,000. You don't need to buy a whole one. But when people see XRP and they see it, you know, maybe trading under $1, they're going to think, well, I'm going to be able to get thousands of this coin. So maybe I'd rather buy that. And that's what we saw in 2017. And I think it's going to be no different this time too. So I think Ripplenet, the technology and the adoption, is probably going to increase over the coming years. But I don't know about the token, right? I think it's probably going to pump in the next bull market. I mean, most altcoins tend to pump together. We saw that in 2017. I personally don't think that it will be any different this time. So, you know, could we see the all-time high again? Could we see double the all-time high? Could we see it go to $3, $4, $5, $6, $7 in future over the coming years? I think it is a possibility, right? I really do. So, not financial advice, of course, that's purely my own opinion. Ultimately, we'll only know in hindsight. But yes, I do think it is possible that, you know, it could 10x from here. It's trading at 56 cents, so could it go to $5.60? I think it's possible over the coming years. But again, keep in mind that selling pressure is going to be there. And the XRP token is not tied to the company and the technology, right? So be aware of those pros and cons, and then you can make your own decision. Is it a good buy or not? Keep in mind the all-time high was about $3.40. Right now it's 56 cents. So with all the information I've given you today, hopefully that'll help you make a better decision. And let me know your thoughts in the comments, right? Smash the like button, destroy it. It helps the channel. But other than that, please let me know in the comments. Are you buying XRP? What do you think of the token? What do you think of the technology? Are you holding it for the long term? Are you just trading it to make money? Would love to know your thoughts. And of course, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, click that subscribe button, click the notification bell so you do get updates of future videos as soon as I publish them. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment below and I will see you in the next video. Peace.